Hey there, welcome back. It's Shireen with another Adobe tutorial. This time we're continuing on our quest to create beautiful layouts in InDesign, bringing in our content from Photoshop, from Illustrator, all of our content, our artwork, and really focusing on the manipulation of the images as well as the typography. So as you can see, we've sort of made a lot of progress. I'm just kind of going in and double checking. I think I added a bevel there, right? So just kind of going through and applying these same effects. We learned how to create styles to manage our type. You know, I could go in, for example, then here, and also if I open up, where did my styles go? Paragraph styles. I can add that wider text. If I'm selected in there, it just automatically, as long as I'm selected on the paragraph, I can apply. As you see, it goes really quickly, right? So apply that wider text. So once I continue to kind of get everything to the point where I like it, I want to introduce now how we can manage some graphic elements or other elements that we also want to be consistent throughout our document globally, but we can also manipulate them and edit them individually in specific areas as well. So that's called master pages. So let's get started. I want to go ahead and call your attention to our pages panel, and really the idea behind master pages is that the master sets the rules, right? So the master is going to set the rules. The rule is, excuse me, I'm going to always have a photo here. There's going to be a particular graphic element or a logo here. You're going to see in a little bit, we're going to add page numbers, in a particular area. So those master, by using a master template, in other words, think of it as sort of a template, it locks it down, it makes it so that you don't have to think about it and you can apply it globally or specifically. So let's get started so you can see what I mean. So here on page 2, this is the left side of the spread, and so this corresponds with the left side of this master template. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab this little line. Let's say that instead of this line, I would rather it be sort of just a box, and it's going to be sort of the opacity is going to be brought down really way low. Let's try that and see how that goes. So I'm only going to copy this over, Command C, and then get rid of it because I just want to remember sort of what's the width of that box that I want. So I'm going to come over to master, the left side of that master page, and I'm going to say edit, paste, and place that line just so it gives me some sense of how wide to make that box. So let's say instead of that, I want to create this box. I'm going to shift and toggle. Instead of a black stroke, it's going to become a black fill, and I'm just going to bring that down, way down, right, to like 15 or something, right? Something like that. I can get rid of this line now if I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to click on that and delete it, bring this out to the edge. And what I've done here, as you can see, is that on master page A, on the left side of the spread, there is a box. There it is. All right. And it also happens again on master page, on page 4, where I already also have a little bit of that that title kind of starting. Okay, so this becomes the element that I don't have to change, and that's a template for that, right? So that's good, but what happens now on the right side of the spread? What happens if I, for example, bring over this box and let's say I want it to continue over on both sides of the spread? I want you to take a look now and see how this affects this master pages in different ways. This is our cover page, but here's our spreads. So look at this. On pages 2 to 3, it now crosses over. On pages 4 to 5, that's nice because I think I like that. I'll probably just put like another photo or something over here. But on our cover page is actually disastrous. We don't want it at all. So I wanted to show you how you can apply the master, you can apply the rules, but you can also release them or delete them altogether or edit them, whatever you'd like. So in order to do that, I'm going to grab, as you see, it's locked down. It's a template. It's something that I cannot edit, and it's meant to be that way because you're supposed to set it and forget it. But I'm going to go ahead and do a Shift+Command+Click. All right, and so for my cover page, I'm going to get rid of it altogether, and another Shift+Command+Click onto my spread. But on my spread for pages 2 to 3, since I have that, see I have that photo that's taking up vertically half the page, I just Shift+Command+Clicked to edit it and make it so that it's only applying to the left side, but I'm actually going to keep it now moving forward. onto the left and right side of the spreads. So since I'm here, I also want to make room because I'm going to want to remember that I need to add page numbers if I so choose. And so I just want to show you how easy that can be now that we're working with a template. Okay, so I'm coming back over to master page A, and I'm going to go ahead and set little text box wherever I want my type to occur, my page number. And in this case, I'm going to say A. It's still actually set to red, sorry, because I had been working with that. Maybe I leave it as italic, but I think I'm going to just bring the size up a little bit. Maybe to 24 would be nice, right? And I want to leave a little bit of wiggle room. I don't want it to be just up to the edge of the type box, but maybe I'll do it sort of, yeah, center it and maybe a little bit further down. I'm going to want page numbers obviously on the left side and right side of my spread. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring that over as well here too. Now that master page A knows that A should be reflected, right? So this is where the page number, in this case the page number is A. So now that it knows the location, all I have to do is set this so that instead of being an A, it's going to reflect the accurate page number. It's super easy. I'm going to go under type, insert a special character. What kind of a character? A marker, and the marker is the page number. Okay, so instead of it just being a regular A, it's now an A that's going to transform to a page number. Type, insert special character, marker, current page. Let's take a look now. There you go. Page 2 should now say page 2, page 3, page 4, and 5. But what's the problem? The type here goes all the way down and covers over that page number. Remember again, the page number is something that it's being read from the master template, so it's something that's locked down. So I'm actually just going to remove a little bit of this type. Remember, when we created this threaded text, we now get this blue arrow. The blue arrow means that the text is threaded. We could actually continue it if we wanted. All right, so now it's gone from page 3, but guess what? It added it over to page 4. Okay, let me actually show it to you so you can see it. All right, so right here, I'm coming in, and it just adds it right in. It's threading right over to the next column, right where I had asked it to move over and thread to that next column so that we don't miss any of that text. So now I've got all the rest of that story coming here, and I've got enough room that I've left for my page number. So I'm threading the text, I'm working with master pages. What if I don't necessarily want, there's another section coming up and I want to differentiate the different sections, maybe different chapters. So maybe that next page spread or 2 or 3, I want them to now not have any maybe title up here, but just a gray bar. So it wants maybe a little bit darker. So let's see what happens now. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more spreads. Okay, but onto these spreads, I need this gray bar to be a little bit darker. I've got the page numbers activated though, so the page numbers is also working. So instead of starting with an all new master, I want to set a different rule, but I'm going to just duplicate this first rule, duplicate this master, and I'm going to say that instead on master page B, instead of being this light gray, I want it to actually go ahead and just be, let's make it 75%. Okay, so now it's this darker gray, and that's the master rule coming from master page B. If you notice here, I didn't even have to worry about this because it duplicated the information that's been programmed into it from master page A. It already knows that that should be a B, and that accordingly it's going to show the page number, the current page number. So let's go ahead and tell these next couple spreads to follow master page B now instead of master page A. We're going to right click, and we're going to just say, apply a different master to these pages. These pages are now going to pull from master page B. And so now when we zoom out, you can see, all right, that this one has that original master page A. These next ones are going to have that nice dark bar coming through. This one had the original master page A template, but we released that so that we could edit it accordingly. And then this one, you know, we can actually even formalize it. We can say, you know what, for the cover page, right click, apply master, and this one should have no master always. The master page, the first page is always going to do its own thing. Okay, so no master, master page A, master page B. One last little trick, if you're interested, you can always go in and when you right click on the spread, I'm clicking both sides, I can say master option, and maybe I'm going to call this one, instead of A, maybe I call it LG for light gray. And I'm going to click on this and select it and right click and say master option. This one we'll call it dark gray, DG. All right. When we zoom in, we see that it updated the information. It's no longer calling itself A in the corner. It's calling it LG, DG. That special insert special character marker is also still activated here, right? We've got page numbers and we're in really nice shape. All right, before we would save, we would just need to do a double check on our type. We can see that there is an error down here. I'm pretty sure obviously it has to do with something I did here. Yep, right. So if I want to get to, just for the sake of this example, I could delete out some type until I get to a point where I don't have that overset text. Oh Lord, there was a lot of type. There we go. How's that? Okay. All right, so now there's no more overset text, no errors. Now we're ready to go. File, package, and I'm going to go ahead and continue, save. Printer instructions, once you know if you need to send a text file to them, you could do that. I'm going to call this one O2. Copy over my fonts, my linked images, my graphics, legacy file, IDML, PDF file. Once I've got everything ready to go, I'm going to show you how that folder looks. That's something that you can share, upload to a drive and share with someone else, something that you can send to a printer, and they've got all the elements there. It looks like this. Okay, so we called it Muslim, what was it, Muslim Fashion in Focus, and it's got the fonts, all the fonts that were used, the links, all the images, the PDF, the legacy file, and the InDesign file. All right, so hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please make sure to get lots of practice, ask questions in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe. All right, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.